on, chill. Welcome to Nerds on Ice, where cool nerds get fired up on today's hot topics. I'm your host, Chris Fury. Today, we have returning to the show by popular demand, mostly by them, the Four Horsemen. On some recent conversation, they may be the Spice Boys now. We're not entirely sure yet. First up, we have Fredo Aguilar. He has been a freelance stage manager and jack of all other theater trades in the Chicagoland community for 11 years. Thanks for coming on, Fredo.
Ho, 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 yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Let it fly, man. Steve Gallagher is an award-winning actor, occasionally read writer, rarely seen stand-up comedian, and father to a 9-year-old next-generation nerd. Thanks for coming on, Steve.
Hey, glad to be here as always.
Brian Keith is the director, videographer, editor, and scriptwriter for Uranus. No need to turn around and check. We mean Uranus Fudge Factory on Route 66 in Missouri. Thanks for coming on again, Brian.
Just slurping some hot goodness out of Uranus.
All right. Dino Spezzini Kathriner is a comedian, actor, improviser, barista, carpenter, zookeeper, librarian, which means during COVID times, he's broke and jobless. But ladies, he's COVID-free, single, and ready to mingle once he gets the vax.
I'm AKA Chimichurri Spice.
Welcome back, fellas. What is it that you want to talk about? Originally, the idea was probably messed up Christmas movies, but I think for you guys, that will probably be normal. So, what is it that you want on the slate today? What's on the mark for big topics?
I mean, we've talked off and on. I think that we had talked about Christmas movies, but, we were never given any proper direction because, some people didn't give us the right communication that we were supposed to get. So
And some of the people in our group aren't good at following directions.
No, Fred, no, they're not.
So let's ride with the Christmas movie then.
You want to know
what are the best of the best in the world and the best of the worst Christmas films that you've seen, heard of, probably want to see? Run with it.
I would say the best Christmas joke I've seen in a movie is James Bond, Pierce Brosnan, and Denise Richards in probably her best role ever as Dr. Christmas. And spoiler alert, James Bond has sex with her at the end and actually says, well, I didn't know Christmas came early this year.
Thank you, folks. That was Nerds on Ice, Circle Jerk from the Four Horsemen, and
which, as a kid, it takes a minute before you realize. Oh, and as English being second language, and you're watching this movie, you really have to jump a bunch of hoops to get that Christmas came early joke. So it's my favorite. I don't care. Pierce Brosnan, Bond for life. Come at me, bros.
Anybody. Take the floor, anybody.
all of that brought to you by Rosetta Stone, who did this evening for Dino Spezzini from Paraguayan into what we'll call English.
Yeah, I'll take it. So yeah, that's my favorite horrible Christmas joke in a movie. So I'll start with that, but anyone else can take it from there.
Well, I will then take it off from that and go with something that I've been looking for that I still cannot find. And hopefully now that Sam went and got us, no, not Disney, HBO Skinamax Plus video edition YouTube, is the 80s Christmas with Rudolph. And it's a Christmas special with Rudolph, and it's a claymation one that had the happiest little elf in it, and I've been looking for it and I cannot find that damn movie. And one of
Is
you
he the one that wants to be the dentist?
Yes, the dentist movie.
You mean the actual Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer special?
Is that the name of it? I don't know. I'm looking it up right now.
Doesn't PBS show that every single year?
Every hour on the hour, actually. Yeah, it's
Oh, PBS. I'm sorry, I didn't. They're not a sponsor for tonight, so we didn't check in with them before.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So,
yeah.
so that's your favorite, Fred?
No, that's not my favorite. That's just one that I look for every year.
Oh, okay.
As one that I need to find and watch at some point, and eventually I find it because I've got it on Laserdisc in somewhere in my crib, and by Laserdisc I mean DVD somewhere. They're in boxes. I haven't unpacked some shit since we moved in, so that was recently. So
You've lived there for at least a year now, haven't you?
no, 3, but I said recently.
Well, yes. I mean, he'd take the time to unpack if Sam wasn't having him build new shit every 5 minutes, so.
Thank you. I'm not. Come on. No, my favorite. What is my favorite? One of my favorite go-to Christmas movies every year that I have to watch, whether certain people are with me or not, is Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yep. From
From beginning to end. One of the only Christmas carols that actually is narrated by Charles Dickens. And one of the only ones that actually has the rarely seen secondary character to Charles Dickens, Rizzo. So rarely seen in the book version of Christmas Carol. Probably one of the most accurate Christmas carols to the book around the whole thing. Some of the lesser known songs from the best music of all the Christmas carols. Yeah, and that's the one that I have to go with. So there you go. Muppets Christmas.
Can I point out that I don't think it was actually narrated by Charles Dickens?
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, so that's his most historically accurate
right.
Christmas Carol is the Muppets Christmas Carol. That works for me.
Yeah. I'll take
Okay,
it.
Fred, I gotta jump in on that because my favorite Christmas movie is actually a takeoff of A Christmas Carol too. My favorite Christmas movie is the movie Scrooged. All right. I absolutely love that. All right, Bill Murray, Bobcat Goldthwait, Carol Kane. It's fantastic. What other Christmas movie is the line, "The little winged bitch just hit me with a toaster," gonna be happening? All right, and I completely agree with the hidden gem in that film. Charles Dickens would want to see her nipples. I mean, this is a fantastic family Christmas film.
It is true, and I've been conflicted for most of the day in thinking about what we were the Christmas movies that I had to choose as my favorite. And between Scrooge and Muppets Christmas Carol, the only thing that won it was the fact that I can find Muppets Christmas Carol a lot easier to rewatch than I can Scrooge.
Interesting.
So I think my take is like it's a two-parter. Like mine is also the first one is off of A Christmas Carol as well. It's Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yes.
It's my childhood, and it just takes me back to that point in time. It's just I make sure to watch it every year that I can. But then on the side note, because it wouldn't be my personality if I didn't like some sort of comedy, would be probably Christmas Vacation.
Can't go wrong with
Can't
that.
go wrong with Chevy Chase, Randy Quaid, and Beverly D'Angelo. It's a great movie, and you try to catch it, and and it's funny because you look back because at one point in time, all four of us might have said A Christmas Story until TNT played it for 24 hours every single Christmas, and it just got old. I used to love A Christmas Story, but I just don't watch it nearly as much as I used to because it kind of got ruined for me.
I am gonna be the one weirdo who says I never liked A Christmas Story.
Really?
Like never once. Like the movie was just kind of blah to me the entire way through, and I wanted to like it because everybody said it was fantastic, and I just sat there thinking, this is it. This is what. Okay, cool, fine. Yeah, we'll put that on with It's a Wonderful Life, and I'll get a nice nap. It'll be fantastic.
I will say there is something about leaving the TV on in the background of the house, though. 24-hour USA edition of Christmas Life on, and just letting that bitch play in the background for all all holiday season, and just eventually coming in there, and you hear the dogs barking in the background, so you know where it's at in the Christmas movie. And you hear the shot of the gun, and you hear like when he's beating the shit, and you know where it is in the movie, so you can be like, oh yeah, let me run into the other room and watch that part of the movie, and then leave the room again.
The only part that actually got me laughing, and this shows you how messed up my sense of humor is them singing in the Chinese restaurant. Like, that is the only thing that made me laugh. And because I'm just like, oh shit, that's so wrong. That is, okay, cool. Let's do this. What's happening now?
Dino, what is fa ra 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 translated to in Paraguayan?
You should know, man. It's the same thing in Spanish.
Oh,
he doesn't speak very good Spanish.
No, I do. It's El fa la ra ra ra.
Do you know Fred just trying to talk to the people at the chicken teriyaki place? All right, he doesn't actually speak Spanish. All right,
the chicken
before he came out. All right, so he doesn't understand Spanish.
Yeah, the Japanese cuisine cooked just by good old Mexicans. It's great. It's delicious chicken teriyaki in New Philadelphia, Ohio.
Osaka chicken. You want yummy, yummy chicken. Yep.
Yeah. Yummy, yummy sauce.
Extra yummy, yummy sauce. I got extra yummy, yummy sauce.
To be fair, that was the only safe thing to eat in that place. So.
Did I just hear the?
Yes, our invisible. Yes, invisible sound guy is actually throwing in some fa ra ra ra.
Sing like this. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la. Try again.
I imagine they'll probably get a label
with
that
of glory. Ra 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 ra.
How do you not run into the other room and know exactly where it is?
Because it ends, right? It ends.
Oh my goodness. So those are your favorite childhood mainstays. Were some of these.
Yeah.
And these are all classics. To be honest with you, they're all classics in one form or another. But what were the worst, and what was the worst? You know, I've seen so many different Christmas carols that I myself, I love the Scrooge version. So what was the worst Christmas film, Christmas centric film? You know, which ones were those for you?
Okay, so I noticed the trend probably several years back where they started releasing horror movies on Christmas. And I think that anytime, and I don't have any specifics because I hate them. I hate the fact that you're taking Christmas and making a horror movie out of it. It's just silly to me, and I understand what they're trying to do, but you know, it's never worked for me. But that aside, I mean, I've never been a big fan of Miracle on 34th Street. I know that's a huge classic, but it's just never been a good one for me. Like, I watch it for 15 minutes. It's like, okay, I'm done with this one. So that would probably be the one that sticks out in my mind.
I'll tell you what will get me to not watch a Christmas movie immediately is anything that begins with the Hallmark Christmas movie. Anything that starts that way will immediately get me to say, nope.
7,000 films all starring Candace Cameron.
I'm just saying.
I'll be honest with you though, Fred. I've hit an age where Hallmark holiday movies, I'll sit there and watch them and I'll be okay with it. I might eat a pint of ice cream while I'm doing it, and you know.
I will agree that if there is. I will agree that if there is anybody that in our group that is a middle-aged white woman, it is you, my friend. So
yep, you're not wrong.
No, you watching a Hallmark Christmas movie is not surprising to me at all. While you're,
but at least I'll watch it on Lifetime, not Oxygen, okay?
That is true, and you are probably editing a Uranus video at the same time, so that's a little bit better. But
This is true.
That's funny you mentioned the Hallmark because I was just like, yeah, there's Hallmark Christmas. Whatever you do, don't let your girlfriend go home to her hometown for Christmas. That's all I have.
You get left behind.
That's generally how those work.
Sorry,
You know,
you gotta
falls in love with the
you gotta use baby's mama around some people.
baby mama. So what is your worst one, Steve?
Okay. You know what, Chris?
Talk about this baby mama because there's only one there.
Knew exactly what it was.
The worst Christmas movie I think I've ever seen, and it pained me deeply because I love the franchise. Have any of you ever seen Shrek the Halls?
No.
None of us have an LBM.
Yeah, I got it to watch with my son. I'm like, okay, it's Shrek, it's Christmas, this will be fantastic. Oh my dear Lord, this is the worst movie. Like everything you like about Shrek, you know, that it's a cute movie, but there's also the stuff that the parents can laugh at. There's nothing the parents can laugh at this. It's just bad, and yeah, you know. Eddie Murphy must have been back on the drugs for this one because there's no reason he came back. Like, it's just, awful movie.
So it ranks up there with like Little Mermaid 18.
Jeez.
Any direct-to-video Disney sequel.
It's always bad. That is always bad. Dino, what do you have?
I gotta agree with them with the different Hallmark movies. There's a one. Is it JTT? Was that the kid from Home Improvement? It's
Yeah.
I'll be home for. That's probably one I gotta put up there as the worst one, just because it's that time period. As I like, maybe kids will like this. I was like, no, it's not. It's not good at all. Yeah, but the same with all the other ones of just like any sort of rom-com Christmas stuff is just right over me. You know? Just not
Hey, you know, I just watched Noel, and
yeah,
it wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination, but I would sit in there and watch it again because it was the holiday cheer that I crave. So.
Because you're a 45-year-old single white woman.
I'm not 45.
Wait, what was it? Jack Frost? Was that one? Is that the snowman? Is that during?
Wait, hold on. Which version? Because there's two versions. There's the Michael Keaton version, and then there's the horror movie version.
The horror movie.
Oh,
okay.
There is it? Yeah.
Is that the one where the snowman ends up raping and killing women? Am I mistaken this?
Well, that's not full of holiday cheer, so I would say that would be the horror version.
Yeah.
Most accurate depiction of snowballs ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see Michael Keaton voicing a snowman for that one too, actually.
I could see Michael Keaton doing anything. Let's
Yeah,
point,
exactly.
yes.
That's what I'm saying.
He's written out his career. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is that if it was a murdering snowman that was voiced by Michael Keaton, I might go watch that. And by go, I mean just go downstairs because I'm not going anywhere with this whole COVID.
Oh, we know.
So since Dino mentioned the horror version of Jack Frost, what is the worst? Well, I don't know if that might be the worst. What is the worst Christmas horror centric movie?
Question then, and I'll take your question of that and bounce it off. Does this count as a Christmas horror movie? Because I've been debating this with the other genius that I know in my life, me, about whether or not this is a horror or a Christmas movie or not. But Gremlins takes place during Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yes, I'm right in the middle of my list. And by the way, before I continue on with this list, we're going to take a pause on my list for a minute. When you do this, do you still feel hair? Like, I see you do
Very little. Very little. Like it's
Still feel it?
like little spikes.
Is it a natural? Like, does it just?
All right, Fred, we're getting past this. Brian came early. You just go
This
ahead.
is a never-ending story.
Gizmo's a Christmas present, and everything happens in the town with Christmas presents, Christmas trees popping out of trees. Is it a Christmas horror movie? Is it a Christmas movie?
I mean, I've already answered it, so why are we still on you?
We're not. We're moving past you. We're going on to Dino. What does the translated version say?
No, seriously, I do agree that Gremlins is kind of a Christmas horror of sorts. It's not even really a horror because it's very campy. Gremlins is a great movie from the 80s, but it definitely takes place during Christmas and has, that whole Christmas feel to it. So it's the same argument as Die Hard. Die Hard is a Christmas movie too.
Die Hard is a everyday movie, by the way.
This is
The
also
idea, no, you can watch Die Hard whenever you want. There's no one stopping you.
Steve, what do you have?
I'm thinking my favorite Christmas horror movie probably has to be Home Alone. Because let's face it, that little shit could have made one phone call to the police and that whole movie would have been over. But no, he decided to go complete the purge on these two robbers. All right, that was premeditated murder.
No, he could not have called the police. They were clearly in on the whole thing. Do you forget the wet bandits are part of the police?
No, they weren't. Joe Pesci rented a cop costume.
He was in a uniform. He was at the door knocking with a star and a gold tooth in the house in a uniform. You don't get that. He was on the force.
Fred, we could put you in the desert with an ugly sweater. It does not make you El Guapo. All right?
It's a sweater.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of Die Hard and Christmas movies, one that I like, and action and horror, whatever, is The Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis and Samuel Jackson.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Look at you. Hell yeah.
We got that one in Paraguay, but we got it in the spring. It took a while to get there. But it was winter for us down there. Right now, I'd be outside shirtless for no reason in Paraguay, other than it's 100.
If any of you want that link to Dino shirtless, it's on his OnlyFans link, and you can get that in the chat afterwards.
Yeah, those are behind the paywall.
OnlyFans.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Jay Quillen has it. She's Prime membership on Dino's.
Yeah, they're like.
You're saying Jay Quillen's the top fan? She's the top fan.
She's got gold as his manager for his OnlyFans site. I can tell you, there is one high-paying member on there.
She says,
Jay
"I'm the only fan."
That tip was so big, she got executive producer status.
Give me all the pictures.
Yeah, that was what was it, like the 3 years or 4 years where Gina Davis was like action star, mega star of everything.
Was it even that long?
2 years,
Close
maybe?
enough, maybe. Yeah, 2 years was not a bad film. That's
No, not at
quite an
all.
enjoyable film.
I
Definitely
like it.
disappeared out of the public
Yeah.
eye close to after that movie, though.
Yeah.
Well, she did that Treasure Island or whatever, that pirate movie. I think
That's why
what-
she disappeared for a
Yeah,
while.
I think, yeah.
No. The only Treasure Island movie we're talking about is Muppet Treasure Island,
Yeah.
Dino. So let's go ahead and leave that one alone.
Also
No,
brought to
the
you by
other one,
Bradford.
she played some pirate. Not in Treasure Island, but another one.
I know the one he's talking about too. It's the one
It
that-
sounds
it
vaguely
tanked.
familiar.
It
Yeah.
tanked too. I remember
Yeah,
that.
it did. Woof.
Is that
That's
in-
like Pirates of the Caribbean before Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's a Dino special disaster show for you guys.
It's the holidays, the special holiday disaster show.
While we're talking about Pirates of the Caribbean real quick, am I the only one that's real glad they stopped making movies based off of Disney rides?
They haven't.
Like the next year it was going to be
now.
Ride the movie, and we were just going to have to sit there and.
Which one did you say, Steve?
I said the next year it was going to be Magic Teacup Ride the movie, and it
No, you know what? The one is gonna come out with The Rock and Emily Blunt.
Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
Jungle Cruise, yeah.
Jungle Cruise is coming out. Yep, that is.
I got pushed back due to the COVID. You know?
Did we learn nothing from Tomorrowland?
No.
Nothing.
I am waiting for Walt Disney Super Soldier, though. That's what I'm waiting for.
I don't know.
No, nothing on that one.
Not everything's gold, buddy.
Sound guy, where's the Wah? Sound guy, what the fuck? Really? Oh, the sound guy losing his spot.
Oh my goodness.
Sound guy, don't let Fred
Well, guys.
Hey, Fred.
By the way, where does Jungle Cruise land on our Christmas list?
during Christmas.
The way everything's getting held back, it probably won't be until next Christmas. Oh my goodness. Well, guys, this was the perfect holiday disaster show of Nerds on Ice.
I don't know if you're about to go. I do want to give a serious one. Like we're talking like a historical, serious Christmas movie that is really good, and it's called I don't know if you guys seen it. Joy Noel. It's a French one. Joe Noel, and it's it takes place during World War I, and it's when they had this armistice during Christmas Eve and stuff like that, and it's historically accurate, and you should check it out. It's it's spelled Joyeux and Noel, and it's really good, and historically accurate. They stopped, they played soccer in no man's land, they sang and all that, and then they wrote home saying hey, these guys like soccer, and they sing about Jesus. We sing about Jesus. Maybe we shouldn't fight.
That's a beautiful story.
It sounds like something I'm going to jump right on like a hobo on.
You gotta remember, we can't even get Fred to speak Spanish. You want him to watch a French movie?
More importantly, I couldn't figure out why the connection that Dino really liked it, and then he just mentioned the soccer thing. That's why Dino. It's not a Christmas movie at all. He just lost it behind the soccer movie and was watching it at Christmas time.
If we're doing quick plugs for movies that people probably haven't seen, I don't know a lot of people who've seen this. I bet you Brian has because he's also a big fan. But if any of you have ever seen the movie The Ref,
The Ref is great.
It's one of the funniest Christmas movies I've ever seen. It's Dennis Leary and Kevin Spacey. And
I have seen that.
Yes, you have.
Out loud laughing, just magnificent. Check that one out.
I will remind you assholes that this guy is trying to rap us. And
I'm just because he had a really good point, and I'm letting
him
prove his point.
Dude, no, Fred, him trying to rap you is a weekend, all right? We're just trying to make this happen.
I will be the prettiest fucking gift under your tree if he raps me. That's
sound guy, can we mute Fred real quick and let the adults keep talking?
Fred, you have to understand.
There's the
Who here is a fucking adult?
Fred, you have to understand. Steve doesn't even rap himself, obviously. So do you expect the also?
One time.
Well, guys. This was a great episode. This was the Christmas episode of Nerds on Ice with the 4 Horsemen. We'll start with Brian. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Guys, first of all, I'm in Uranus, Missouri. You can look us up on YouTube, Uranus, Missouri. I see all the videos that we're doing. We're doing some great stuff here, and the best is yet to come, coming 2021. Also, look for the Horsemen. We are going to be under the umbrella of Circle of Nerds. So starting in 2021, the four of us are going to be collaborating together, doing a show also. So be on the lookout for that. Also be on the lookout for the fact that we're probably going to hijack Circle of Nerds one more time next year. So just be prepared.
Fredo.
Wait, we're what now? What are we doing?
Oh my god.
Okay, so yeah, you can
Not drinking whiskey.
No, this is water now. I gotta drive home. I mean, yeah, no. You can find me on the social medias at DurfGuy79 on Facebooks. When I am doing serious work, I do stage management, stage and production management for various theater and production companies in Chicago, including starting the Stage Managers of Color Chicago, as well as being a Stage Managers Association member. And yeah, whatever Brian has me doing for video stuff through Circle of Nerds and the and nothing out of Uranus yet, thankfully, one day. But stay tuned for the special episode where Circle of Nerds does Ice on Dances with Out of Uranus with Jackie.
Dino.
Oh, on that note, you can find me in Los Angeles or San Diego, because I've been bouncing back and forth between the two during this pandemic. And I'll be in Arizona camping in a motorhome, safely distanced from everyone else. So maybe I'll bump into you in the desert out there somewhere.
Lady. Sounds so creepy when he says it that way, doesn't it?
Everything sounds creepy.
Alone in a trailer in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, I like to make fires. Yeah, you can follow me at El Don Dino.
That was the best candy and a puppy thing you've ever said in your life. I'm just saying.
I like sandwiches. And yeah, I don't know what I'm doing next year, guys. Apparently I'm doing whatever Brian said we're gonna do, so I'm cool with that. But you can follow me El Don Dino. I'm also doing some reviews with this group called Oye Dímelo Cinema Club, and it's a little browner and more accenty than this.
Can you translate that for Fred?
Please.
Sí.
Does it come with subtitles?
No, Fred, no.
Somebody hit the SAP button on this boy. What do you?
Anyway, on that note, yeah, who knows what I'll be doing next year, except hopefully seeing more of these guys over fake screens and not in person. But one day, I'll be
This is
lucky if I
a
get
never-ending story.
Reach out to Jackie for the
one.
reach out to Jackie for the OnlyFans link.
There you go. Steve.
Yeah, I've got nothing lined up at the moment because of, the world ending, but hopefully in 2021, I'll get back to performing in and around the Pittsburgh tri-state area. And, I'm looking forward to, actually putting something together with my boys on a semi-regular basis. This is going to be at least an adventure. Fred, stop having that "they just smacked me in the forehead again" thing. There we go. But yeah, thank you again for having me. This is always a lot of fun.
Fred, are you in the doghouse right now? Is that where Sam takes you if you're not behaving?
No, this is the only place I'm allowed, the guest bedroom.
Spends a lot of time there.
Fred,
Well,
you're
guys-
such an adorable little beta.
I know.
Big little baby. What the?
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, I'm going to call it. This is the end of our show. I want to thank our guests.
They're
giving their quick rundown.
Still. I love it.
They're
Still trying to
doing
wrap
their-
us.
They've already given us our quick rundown. So, Until next time, I'm your unforgettable protector and host, Chris Fury. Until next time, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and empower yourself and others. Until next time, Fury out.
Sing like this. Deck the horse with balls of holly. Fa la 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 la. Try again.
Is this just in loop right now?
All right, everyone, chill.
To hear all of our podcasts, look for Circle of Nerds on iTunes, iHeart, Pandora, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts. And if you want to see these weirdos in their natural habitat, just look for Circle of Nerds on YouTube and Patreon. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode.